Hey guys, it's Cody here from Century 21 Local Home Team, and August 2025 has come to an end. So today we have for you the Windsor-Essex County Association of Realtors residential stats. At the end of the month, there were 2,165 active listings on the market with 430 sales over the course of the month. That gives us pretty much exactly 5 months of inventory. Now, typically we say that a seller's market is anywhere from 0 to 5 months of inventory, and then a balanced market would be 5 to 7, and a buyer's market would be 7 and up. This is the first time we've seen 5 at the start of a months of inventory ratio in quite a long time. I think pre-COVID is the last time we saw 5 months of inventory, if I'm not mistaken, with maybe a blip around April 2020 or March 2020. So what exactly does that mean? Well, you would think with inventories rising that prices would be falling. A little bit of that's true. So we did see the average price tick up in July to over $590. In August, it was back down to $565. But very close to our rolling year-to-date average, which is about $574,000. So it's not necessarily a story of prices are going to fall because inventory is building at a really, really high rate, just that inventory has been a little bit building. But also, we tend to have short-term memory loss in that August is typically a slow month every single year, unless there's something crazy happening that year. Reason being, a lot of families have a goal of moving into the home somewhere between July and September 1, so that they're not disrupting the kids during the school year. And if they don't successfully purchase in the spring to close in the summer, they often postpone their house hunting activities starting in July until the second or third week of September into October. So not uncommon for us to see a bit of a midsummer lull or post end of summer lull, and that's what we experienced this August, just like every August. So what's next? September 17th, I believe, is the date where Bank of Canada and also the Federal Reserve are meeting to discuss interest rate policy moving ahead. Markets are pricing in, I believe, over 60% chance at this point of a small interest rate reduction in September. Now, again, that will directly affect variable rates, but not necessarily fixed rates. And fixed rates, there's already some pretty good promos on them right now in the low 4s. I even heard of high 3s right now. For some flash sales that are happening from one of the big 6 banks right now. Contact your mortgage professional for more information on that. Don't take my word for it. But that being said, I think a lot of buyers are waiting for those interest rates to come down. But if I was a buyer right now, I would see this temporary spike in inventory and go, okay, well, why not buy now if I can find the right property and close in 60 or 90 days if I do think it's likely that the interest rates are going to be lower? Because when that bank is working on your file, the date you purchased it doesn't matter so much as the date that it's closing, or the date that the funds are being transferred. And typically your interest rate would be it would be tuned down if there was a reduction between the time you got pre-qualified and when the money's actually being delivered. So buy now when the inventory is slightly higher than it has been, and then close if you do believe the interest rates are going to be slightly lower. Now, if I was a seller, is this cause to freak out? Oh, hang on, there's a whole bunch of inventory coming to market. Am I going to get the price that I thought I was going to? Again, prices are very flat. They really haven't changed that much this year. It's always been within a few percent of where it was the month before. And that being said, I do think there's some sellers that are hanging on going, okay, well, if interest rates come down this month, then I'm going to have a way better chance at getting the price that I want because it makes it more affordable to the buyer. That being said, a lot of other sellers might be thinking the same thing. Now, what if that interest rate decrease doesn't come? Is everybody all going to drop their prices at once, or are they going to continue holding out for the next one? There'd probably be a case to say it's reasonable to expect that we might see a little bit more inventory build before those fall buyers really come in strong. And so what I would do if I was selling my home right now and I had a need to sell it sooner rather than later is I would take this time to consider how I'm priced up against to all the other active listings in the market right now, not just necessarily the solds, and try and get ahead of where I think the rest of the market's going to be. So there's opportunities for buyers and sellers right now. It's been a steady market here in Windsor-Essex, Chatham, Kent, basically over the last 3 years. There hasn't been a whole lot of price change. The months of inventory has always been within a month of where it was the month prior, and it's a nice, predictable market, and I think there's going to be great opportunity for folks to move this fall. We'll let you know once we have the September numbers in, and I'm sure you'll hear from every realtor you know about the interest rate announcement on the 17th. Thanks, and bye for now.